Please, a round of applause for him as he comes.
Thank you. Thank you. A very good morning to you all. I welcome you all to this retreat put together for the newly elected officers of the PDP with the theme, "It is time to rescue and rebuild Nigeria." May I use this opportunity to once again congratulate our newly elected national chairman, Dr. H. Ayu, and other members of the National Working Committee and other officers. This retreat, coming at the heels of the highly acclaimed, successful 2021 PDP National Convention, is a time to think, plan, ponder, and strategize on the way forward. For, I quote, "By failing to plan and prepare, you are preparing to fail." End of quote, Benjamin Franklin. It shows unmistakably that the PDP is back. PDP is ready. PDP is poised to write a new positive chapter for Nigeria, a new Nigeria. A rickety vehicle cannot take Nigeria to its destination as a nation with possibilities for greatness and progress. PDP is now once again a well-oiled, serviced vehicle that will midwife the Nigeria of our dreams. It is indeed time to rescue and rebuild Nigeria. Nigeria is in urgent need for a surgical operation. Nigeria is in a permanent emergency. We all know what the problems are. They are man-made and is therefore resolvable. It requires a focused, determined, knowledgeable, and patriotic organization of like minds to build the critical mass necessary for a great leap forward. Yes, it requires leadership with vision and discipline. We suffer from a crisis of governance. The unity of Nigeria is facing unprecedented challenges. Life in Nigeria is increasingly becoming brutish and short as insecurity ravages the land. Poverty is the fault of the ordinary Nigerian. The health and education of our people has not improved. Our people are in want. The economy is in dire straits, with the exchange rate now at about 540 to $1 from the 150 to $1 when PDP left office. Prices of foodstuff and essential commodities are unsustainable, clearly beyond the reach of the average Nigerian. Between 35 to 40% of Nigerians are unemployed, and women and youth bear the main brunt. Bandits, kidnappers, terrorists are having a field day, almost unchallenged. Our children are not safe even in their schools. Corruption still stalls the land. Nepotism, ethnic jingoism, and religious bigotry reign supreme in today's APC Nigeria. Our infrastructure is comatose. Trust and hope in Nigeria is at its lowest. Our lamentations can go on ad infinitum. But the test of leadership is the ability to solve problems. What solutions will PDP offer? What is the way forward? Well, this is why we have gathered here to brainstorm and offer solutions and policy options for Nigeria. We cannot only criticize, we must provide workable solutions and clear policy alternatives. This will be presented to the Nigerian people. A sharp contrast must be drawn with the ruling incompetent and rudderless APC administration. PDP has shown that it has learned its lessons. It is ready for power in 2023 to provide hope where ineptitude currently exists. Where APC thrives in excuses, PDP will take responsibility. Where APC thrives in propaganda and deceit, PDP will be transparent with Nigerians. Where APC government thrives in insecurity, PDP will scare Nigeria. Whereas APC presides over Nigeria as the poverty capital of the world, PDP will make Nigeria prosperous. APC has wrecked our economy, but PDP will salvage it. Where APC focuses on selective anti-corruption fight, PDP will fight corruption with appropriate institutional reforms. This retreat has assembled an array of experienced experts, political party administrators, economists, and other faculties. While we await these interventions, permit me to mention an issue of great importance. Nigeria must embrace restructuring to survive. It must restructure its policy, its polity, economy, security, and ways of doing things. It must embrace relative autonomy and decentralization of power. This will unleash the energies of our people, especially the young. It is time to allow Nigeria blossom. It is doable with all hands on deck. Secondly, we must embrace innovation and technology as a way of life. Technology will solve the youth unemployment time bomb. Technology will improve our agriculture, our healthcare, our industrialization, education, and indeed, it has implications and impacts on all facets of our lives. It is in this respect that we continue to condemn the Twitter ban as a retrogressive action that should never have happened. Can Nigeria survive another 4 years of APC? The answer is a resounding no. It is too frightening to contemplate. PDP remains the only credible alternative to APC, and we cannot afford to fail Nigerians. We must keep hope alive. We can do it. Yes, we can, as Obama would say. The revitalized PDP shall be true to the words of our national anthem, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. With these words, I welcome you to this all-important retreat, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. This deserves much more than that. A clap, please. PDP is back. PDP is ready. PDP is now again to rescue and build Nigeria.
Dr. Iyocha Ayu is here to take us to the next promised land. I recall during our time, we had physics like this, but it was never glorious and laborious like this. It was never organized so well like this to the best of all of us present here. I have every reason to believe that the next administration coming will hand over Nigeria back to PDP. PDP is tired of criticism. But over years we have been criticizing APC. We have been criticizing APC. We are now ready to provide solutions to the problem. It is problem solving now. We are ready to provide solutions to the problem. Part of the solution is why we are happy. We are gathered here today to offer problem to solutions to problems of Nigeria. Problem banditry, problem corruption, problem of inflation, problem of following of Naira, all problems of comfort Nigeria. We point that out to them. Ladies and gentlemen, I enjoy to meticulously research into what we are doing here. Get all answer to them. Let APC realize that we are not there for criticism, we are to provide solutions. That we are not only criticizing them, we can provide for them, we can provide solutions for them. Whatever we say, we mean it. Ladies and gentlemen, do your job very well. Do everything very well. God will be with you. The Lord will be with you. On this note, I hand you over to the microphone.
Thank you very much.
The convention, I told you that PDP is back. And I think this is just the beginning. So I hereby welcome all of you to this very important retreat of our wider party leadership from across the country. This is a very auspicious moment in the life of our country. It is not often that we get to assemble this way to deep thinking and exchange our ideas on the way forward for our party and our country. A country that has been badly brutalized, robbed, and traumatized in the past 6 years plus. Our country is in very deep trouble, so we have a duty, and Nigerians expect us to rescue and rebuild the country. A retreat such as this is a form of orientation for those who are new to party leadership or even party politics, and a reorientation for those who are experienced in it. It is a form of self-examination and renewal. It is to remind us of who and what we are as PDP, and to inform those who do not know. It is to reappraise and reaffirm our vision as a party and our mission in this political space called Nigeria, our various localities and the country as a whole. What do we really stand for? And what do we want to accomplish? Are we just a vehicle for fighting and winning political power, or a movement to rescue Nigeria from the clutches of oppressive and divisive forces and rebuild it for the greater good of Nigerians? Where do we see our parties and Nigeria's role in Africa and the world? This retreat is to energize us and rededicate us to that vision and mission. In this time of grave challenges for our country, this retreat is to recommit us to the sacrifices we need to make to rescue and rebuild the country. And talking about sacrifices, I acknowledge that as PDP members, you have been making enormous sacrifices, especially those of you who have held firm to our principles in the last 6 years plus. But think about the bigger sacrifices made by our founders, who at great risk challenged the military leadership and played a critical role in winning back civilian control of our government. Without their sacrifices, we will not even have a platform and a voice today. Talk less of gathering here to this stock taking. And talking about stock taking, this retreat is an opportunity for us to also do that. Take stock of where we are as a party, how we got there, what went wrong, what went well, and what went wrong. And then collectively think of how we can do better for our party, and more importantly, for our country. You may agree with me that in the last 2 election cycles, we allowed ourselves to be defined by the APC with this massive propaganda machine. Are we going to allow that to happen again? Or would this retreat help to give us the tools and ideas to enable us define ourselves before an opponent does? This retreat is the first in a series of retreats, roundtable dialogues, and conferences to help sharpen our positions on different policy issues. It is my hope that this will set for us a clear roadmap and clarify our thinking on how best to help tackle the problems of our people and our country. In my view, we can no longer be a party that just reacts to what the APC government does. No, we can't be that anymore. We must be a party that thoroughly articulates and designs a clear program of where we want to take Nigeria, as well as how we hold the rudderless APC government to account. We must be more than a party that just issues the occasional press statement condemning the APC government. We must demonstrate to Nigerians that years in opposition have not dented our will and desire to win and to govern for the benefit of our country. Nigerians look up to us to reunite this country, which has been badly divided over the past 6 years. Nigerians want to see what we are united and ready to govern. That is why the theme of this retreat is very apt. Surely, Nigeria needs rescuing and rebuilding. The damage done by the APC is pretty obvious. Insecurity everywhere, including shared sovereignty with criminal and terrorist gangs. A collapsed economy with a comatose manufacturing sector, soaring prices, naira near worthless, interest rates very high, with the Central Bank of Nigeria picking and choosing winners and losers, and virtually running a parallel government, which even leaves the Vice President confused. Collapsed infrastructure, terrorist sympathizers in government, and confusion everywhere, as Fela would say. We must offer a clear, workable alternative to rebuild our country. Just recently, the U.S. Council on Foreign Relations published a study by 2 experts which said already Nigeria is a failed state and it will soon collapse. That is why the APC government has brought us to. We need not waste our energy arguing with the American researchers, whether they are right or not. Rather, we should focus our energies, imagination, and creativity towards ensuring that their prognosis does not come to pass. We must work to reverse that march towards collapse. Think about this for a moment. At no point did the list of leaders of countries that have collapsed come together and agree to collapse their countries. No, they never did. Rather, it is combination and accumulation of words and actions by individuals and groups that led to their collapse. No other party in this country is better equipped and placed to rescue and rebuild this country than the PDP. We did it before. While memories may be short sometimes, most of us still remember the last years of military rule in Nigeria and the unstable, crisis-ridden and debt-ridden country that PDP inherited, a country shunned by the rest of the citizens of the world, a pariah state. However, within a few short years of the PDP government, led by Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, we reversed the economy, the collapse of the economy. We stabilized the exchange and interest rates, made strides in the provision of infrastructure, secured us relief from foreign creditors, and restored faith in our country, both by its citizens and foreign investors. Many of our citizens in the diaspora returned and set up businesses here or contributed in other ways. Foreign investors trooped in. Abuja and other cities transformed from sites of abandoned projects to thriving construction sites and livable cities. Do we remember what our telephone system was like before the PDP government gave us GSM? From the biggest economy on the continent, the APC administration destroyed the country and turned Nigeria into the headquarters of poverty in the world. My dear friends and colleagues, we can do this again. However, we have to do the first things first. Nigerians are not going to vote for us just because we had done well before. People do not vote for the past, but for the present and the future. We have to demonstrate that we can do better than the current APC government. But we must start with putting our house in order. We are a big tent, indeed a big umbrella. Yes, within the party, we have different tendencies, worldviews, and lived experiences. But our overriding interest should be Nigeria, to bring it back from the brink, to make it better, to present Nigeria to the world again as a country of serious, competent, and committed people. When we rebuild it well, we will all benefit. We have to rebuild Nigeria to provide education for all citizens. We have to rebuild a Nigeria that secures its borders and protects its law-abiding citizens wherever in the country they may live, whatever their occupation and whatever their language, religion, and ethnicity. We have to rebuild a Nigeria with roads, bridges, and railways that crisscross and connect different parts of this country to facilitate and promote the movement of people and goods to grow our economy. Not building railways to other neighboring countries. Let's build our own first. We have to rebuild a Nigeria that pays decent wages to workers so that we actually have a real economy driven by higher productivity and consumer spending. We have to rebuild Nigeria to become a fertile ground for our young people and other entrepreneurs to unleash their creativity and innovativeness. Let us rebuild Nigeria as a country that does not treat any of its people as second-class citizens. We have to rebuild our party so we can rebuild Nigeria. We have to enthrone internal democracy in our party and get accustomed to it. Let us collectively rebuild PDP as a People's Democratic Party, as our name says, a party that truly belongs to the grassroots. Let us put behind all the quarrels of yesteryears. Let us not fight yesterday's wars, but instead recognize the APC as the real obstacle and danger to Nigeria's progress as a developed, united, and forward-looking country. Let us therefore direct our energies towards defeating that party and implementing a program of rebirth, growth, and opportunity for our country. My friends and colleagues, our task is not going to be easy, but with commitment, dedication, laser focus, and your cooperation with the national leadership of our party and of the government that we shall put in place at the federal level and across the country, we shall succeed. Thank you.
PDP! Please jam those hands for the national chairman-elect. The first session of this very retreat.
Let's make welcome to Professor Jerry Ghana. As Professor Ghana is taking his place on the stage, the second speaker, Dr. Okwesileze Wodo, will talk on political party funding. Let's make welcome to the chairman.
May I sincerely thank you all the newly elected National Working Committee members of our party for inviting me as the chairman of the Board of Trustees, BOT, to this very important retreat with a theme, Rescue and Rebuild Nigeria. I later participate as the chairman of Day One, political party management, to be led by very renowned political figures and founding fathers of our party. Professor Jerry Ghana, Chief Dr. Okodeti Nwodo, Inje Odichuku, Mr. Adetokunbo Motube. The theme of the topic for discussion are very important to the very day situating in Nigeria. May I again salute all the elected National Working Committee members for being duly elected to the high party position that will lead members to a greater height. I have no doubt in my mind that the quality of the people on board is made out of respected and able members of our great party with great experience to carry the job excellently, like my own self, who had undergone all categories of the party politician since 1998. I think if nobody blows your trumpet, you blow it your term. I've been a member of the party since 1998. 2. I've been a unit leader. 3. Ward chairman. 3. Local government chairman and advisor. 5. State executive member. 5. Zonal leader. 7. National ex-official member, making me to be a member of NEC. 8. Deputy National Financial Secretary. 9. National Financial Secretary member of MWC. 10. Member of Board of Trustees. 11. Acting chairman of BOT. And 12. Now confirmed chairman of BOT, with only 1.5 years remaining for me to end my tenure. Before I leave the position of the BOT chairman, I will ensure that I work with you tirelessly to see to success and to move the party to higher position. Thereafter, I shall remain a permanent member of BOT. In particular, I urge all members of our party in all levels to cooperate with the newly elected NWT members from our newly elected national chairman of the party, Professor Iyo Ayu, to give unity, true unity to the party that is standing and branding Nigeria. May I commend all party members for remaining with the party and helping to develop the party. I sincerely commend our governors for remaining and building the party with very good activities that lead to the success of the last convention. The success in many state activities is worthy of emulation, especially in improvement of the national economy, employment of opportunity to the country, especially to the youth. The role played by the D18 and D34 is very commendable, especially people like our new chairman, Professor Ayu, who has been a founding member of the PDP right from the beginning. Professor Jarigana, Dr. Kwedeti Nwodo, Ambassador Aminu Wali, and many other members and founding members that I can see here. I therefore urge you to carry your jobs diligently, emphasizing that your duties should never be based on tribalism, religion, sectionality, violence. He should be always be based on issues, quality, and end objective of the party manifestos, stating strongly the future of this country, providing peace and harmony. You must try to bring everybody on board, never undermine individuals, and always respect the dignity of a group. Use association and forums like Governance Forum, etc. You must always seek cooperation of the regional leaders and the regional leaders. The ultimate aim to win our ultimate aim is to win the 2023. We need realistic and very strong research and strategic planning. It might come back and work and be very active. Always remain yourself and remain physically and mentally active. Respect the rules and regulations of our party. I wish you the best. May the retreat be very successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, BOT Chair, sir. Before Prof takes over the microphone, join me and make welcome the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and PDP 2019 presidential candidate, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON.
You're welcome, sir.
The chairman of this business session and chairman of the Board of Trustees, Senator Wale Jibrin, the acting chairman of our great party here present, the newly elected chairman, for the opportunity of addressing this session on a brief overview of the PDP. But before I do that, let me request you, and I know you are ready, because this is a session and a retreat where by the grace of God we are going to remobilize ourselves and refocus and move forward. And therefore, I'd like you to join me as we all together welcome the newly elected chairman ready to come into office and to drive us to victory, Senator Dr. Iyochi Ayu. Can I hear you? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're welcome, sir. Congratulations. And now, all together, because they have assured us they are going to work as a team, let me request you also to join me to congratulate the entire members of the National Working Committee. Can I hear you? Can you rise to be recognized? National Working Committee, can I hear you? Can I hear you for them? I can't hear you. To victory, not only for our party, but for Nigeria. Nigerians are already praying for PDP. They are fed up with what is happening. They are confused, and therefore they are really, as it were, looking forward for us to give them a new lease of hope, a new lease of life, a new lease of good governance, the kind of thing that PDP is used to, and I know we are going to do it. Therefore, this retreat is important. It's for us to think, to strategize, to move forward together, because the nation has to be rescued and rebuilt, and by the grace of God, we shall rescue Nigeria. I didn't hear you, amen. And therefore, I want to plead with you. I've been given this opportunity just to remind you of our beginnings, because it's extremely important when you are moving forward to know where you're coming. And therefore to be really confident because you had a wonderful beginning, and to know what you've achieved before, and to know where we are going and where we are taking the nation. And so it is going to be a focus on our beginnings, on our achievements, and our moving forward. Central to the formation of the People's Democratic Party was the founding of the Institute of Civil Society by a distinguished set of Nigerians under the leadership of Dr. Alex Ekweme as our chairman. I had the honor to serve with him as the secretary. The other members of the institute, because at that point in time, to meet alone was dangerous. To have an opportunity just to gather to meet was something that was always a challenge. And therefore, Dr. Ekweme advised us, and we all agreed, to have a legal platform so that we can meet, have the authority and the legitimacy to meet. And so we floated and founded the Institute of Civil Society. And the other directors of that institute, apart from Dr. Ekweme, were Chief Solomon Dawshefla, Malam Adamu Chiroma, Alhaji Mohamed Abubakar Rimi, Chief Bola Ige, Senator Francis Ella, all of them now of blessed memory. They gave a lot of their time and attention to these initial beginnings of the Institute. Only 3 of us are now surviving from that team of 9 directors of the Institute. That is to say, Senator Dr. Iyochi Ayu, Alhaji Sule Lamido, and myself. Of course, there are those who we kind of requested at that time to sign the memo that really produced the Institute. And some of them are here. Malang Adamu Waziri. In fact, he demanded me today that, they should have been mentioned. They were the faces of, he was representing Malang Adamu Chiroma. There were some other people who were representing the directors, because we had to make sure that the institute was registered. If you had produced all these 9 names, then they wouldn't have registered us. So, Adamu, we thank you very much, and through you, thank all the other signatories to our memo. With this legal platform, we held regular meetings, seminars, and conferences of the institute. Because we were an incorporated body, we had a legitimate basis of meeting. Initial meetings were held in the Ikoyi residence of Dr. Alex Ekweme, later the Ikoyi office of Senator Francis Ella of blessed memory, and we moved on to the famous Museum Center for many of our meetings. In Abuja, the institute maintained an office at number 2 Bobo Street off Ghana Street in Maitama. After registration, the institute hosted a major public lecture at the Nigeria Institute of International Affairs, Victoria Island, Lagos. The particular lecture was very, very well attended under the very distinguished chairmanship of Justice Kayode Esho, a retired justice of the Supreme Court, who gave us a tremendous and very, very credible leadership as chairman of that public lecture. The lecture was very, very well attended, and of the 4 speakers, the lead speakers were Dr. Alex Ekweme and Malam Adamu Chiroma. To raise a specifically northern challenge to the then proposed self-succession agenda of the then head of state, General Sani Abacha, the institute convened a specifically northern meeting at the Kaduna home of Malam Adamu Chiroma. That historic meeting was attended by 21 leaders, but only 18 of them signed the letter of protest, which we composed and sent to the then head of state. That became the group of 18, the G18. And all of them are in the annals of the institute, the 18 names of those who were willing to sign. The letter itself was drafted by Malam Nadim Chiroma, Dr. Yocha Ayo, and myself. And after we've produced the letter was ready. It was now to be delivered to the lion in the lion's den. And you know, at that time, things were really, really difficult after the 1975 kind of a gathering of the All Politicians Summit that was scattered. Gathering of politicians became extremely difficult. And so here we had a letter that was challenging what the then SSA wanted to do. And we said this was unconstitutional, this was not proper, this shouldn't be done, Nigeria deserves better than this. And then who was to deliver the letter? Chief Solomon La, the chairman of that meeting, volunteered, when the letter is ready, to personally and directly deliver the letter to State House Abuja. And he did. I think you should appreciate Chief Solomon Daushep La. We, therefore, were very grateful to the Nigerian press because they now gave a lot of life to the contents of that letter, a lot of publicity because of the objections that were raised in the letter to the self-succession agenda of the then head of state. The massive publicity received encouraged the institute to convene a national meeting to discuss the same issues of objecting to the proposals of self-succession by the then head of state. We invited 36 delegates from every state of the Federal Republic, and the meeting was convened for Mainland Hotel, Lagos. Only 34 turned up and signed because on the way, Alhaji Abubakar Remi was detained at Ilorin. Alhaji Sule Lamido was also arrested and sent to Maiduguri, so they were not able to come to Lagos. Hence, instead of G36, we had 34 people signing that letter, and the media now named us G34. And that became our name, and then we met under G34 for a number of meetings. At that point, there were several attempts and plans were being made to arrest the remaining signatories of both the G18 letter and the G34. Unfortunately, something happened. And the then heads of state suddenly passed on, and the game changed completely. I don't have to take your time to really review that, but because of that happening, the political atmosphere changed, and there were several agitations and meetings to now press for a very rapid transition to democracy and civilian rule. At a critical meeting after that event, at a critical meeting in Museum Center by the G34, it was resolved that we convene a special party formation meeting for Tuesday, 18th August 1998, and I had the privilege of being given the opportunity to host that meeting in my Aso Drive in a house. The meeting was very well attended by leaders of 5 major associations, because the G34 decided to be a convener and facilitator. Instead of transforming directly into the party, they now argue that it's better to allow leaders of the various associations to come together, look at our strategy, and see whether we shouldn't really float a very broad-based and powerful political party. And the leaders of these associations gathered on the 18th of August 1998. The leaders, I think there were 7 or 8 from each of these associations, the All Nigeria Congress, led by our very beloved Sunday Awoni, and then we had Mala Damochiroma and others, and then the Social Progressive Party, Chief Solomon La, Elijah Abubakar Rimi and others, and then People's Democratic Movement, the Elijah Lower Keita, and a number of them, especially present with us here, a member of that PDM team is Alaji Atiku Abubakar. Kindly put your hands together for him. He came personally and was part of that meeting. And then the People's Consultative Forum, led by Chief Bola Ige and Chief Ayo Adebanjo and others. And then, of course, the People's National Forum by Dr. Alex Ekweme and others. The meeting, as I've said, was very well attended, and a very major resolution was placed before the meeting. And it's important to really let this gathering know of the thinking that went into the original formation of this party. The resolution was the major foundation stone on which our great party was raised. And so, on that 18th of August 1998, the following resolution was placed before the delegates. And I think it's appropriate for me to give you some insight into the contents of that resolution. The resolution said, realizing the need to ensure a speedy and definite exit of the military from governance and to restore genuine democracy and good governance to Nigeria, realizing the need to build a qualitatively better society based on the principles of democracy, human rights, and social justice, realizing the need to evolve a liberated, secure, and developed Nigerian nation with faith and confidence in itself, and distinguished by the sustained pursuit of a culture of excellence, realizing the need to restructure Nigeria in the spirit of true federalism, so as to ensure a fair and equitable distribution of power, wealth, and opportunities, realizing the need to create the political, social, and economic conditions conducive to our living together in peace and unity, realizing the need to promote a system of good and effective governance characterized by fair, open, competent, honest, and highly responsive public administration, realizing the need to defend the sanctity of democratic elections and to enthrone a more respectable system of party politics, realizing the need to establish a moral and ethical society guided by such core values as honesty, integrity, and justice, realizing the need to establish a climate of respect for fundamental human rights, human dignity, and the rule of law, realizing the need to ensure the welfare and happiness of the people of Nigeria through a sustainable human development process, realizing the need to design an effective strategy of eradicating poverty and re-establishing a prosperous society with a diversified but integrated national economy, and realizing the need to save ourselves, our children, and generations yet unborn from hunger, poverty, disease, ignorance, corruption, oppression, exploitation, and social injustice. We hereby. So having that, all those were the preliminaries, and then the resolution, we hereby solemnly resolve to form a credible, nationwide, people-oriented, and principled political party with the widest grassroots support throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help us God. The approved resolution, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, was then placed before a conference of delegates from every state of Nigeria, which gathered on Wednesday, the 19th of August, at Sheraton Hotel here in Abuja. That major meeting was very heavily attended from every part of the Federal Republic. Unfortunately, delegates from the People's Consultative Forum, that is from the Southwest, objected very seriously to the presence of some leaders from the other associations whom they considered played certain roles during the June 12 election, which they didn't like. That became a major conflict, and it is on record that the PCF, that the People's Consultative Forum, thereafter pulled out to eventually form the Alliance for Democracy. We did our best to bring them back into the fold, and later on in 2003, Elijah Atiku Abubakar and President Obasanjo did their best to be able to recover a number of states from the Southwest. Fortunately, at that same meeting, over 50 additional associations joined the G34, the initiative. And on the 31st of August, after a number of preliminary meetings in Lagos to decide on the name, to decide on the flag, to decide on so many other issues, the party was declared and presented to the people of Nigeria on the 31st of August, 1998, as the People's Democratic Party. Now, the leaders, the founding fathers, and some of them are here, who attended that very crucial meeting, because those were the real founding fathers in terms of we were the G34, we were the promoters, we were those who really brought people together. But then the meeting of the 18th and 19th was really the founding of the PDP, and what were the directive principles, what were the core values, what were the fundamental ideals that informed the formation of the PDP. It's very important because our founding fathers were men and women of principles, core values, and high ideals. They would not settle for anything less. They took ideals very seriously. And so the People's Democratic Party, you have every reason to be proud that you have a very elegant and ethical and wonderful and principled past. Your fathers, your founding fathers, founded the party on integrity and dignity and soundness and character and goodness. So we have a good birth. It's extremely important for us to remember that. We have a very solid basis of being a party, and that's why we are really, we're the only party in Nigeria. Others are aggregations, and they will soon scatter. You didn't hear me, I said they will soon scatter. Thus, the various principles we decided will be embodied in the various things that will represent the party. First, our major belief in constitutional democracy. The leaders were Democrats, and therefore the major thing was really the issue of democracy. And so the name that was settled for was one that emphasized democracy as the People's Democratic Party. So the Founding Fathers greatly emphasized the building of a free and democratic society in which social and political relations are democratized and where political power truly belongs to the people instead to a small power elite. Against the then culture of military rule, the Founding Fathers strongly, and I say strongly, desired the restoration of constitutional democracy, defined, and I quote from their document, defined as the government freely elected by the people and limited in its powers by a written constitution, having the force of a supreme law, overriding all inconsistent legislative and executive acts of government, and whose provisions are observed and respected in practice by both the rulers and the ruled. So democracy was thus central to the formation of the PDP, without which it rapidly loses essence and meaning. That is why I want to emphasize in this presentation, this party must always maintain democracy. We must always watch internal democracy. We are Democrats. We are not those who organize society. We are Democrats, and therefore go for democracy. In your internal elections, democracy. In the national elections, democracy. In the House of Rep, democracy. In our Senate, democracy. In every place we go, democracy, democracy, democracy. Very, very important. Secondly, the second set of principles that were emphasized relate to justice, equity, and fairness, without which political relations soon degenerate into bitter conflicts, and we don't want that. We are brothers and sisters together. We don't want the political contest in any situation to become a bitter struggle. Given its primary importance, therefore, justice was boldly contained in the motto of the PDP, together with unity and progress. The idea of progress underscores for the Founding Fathers the deep desire to create a dynamic economy, not the kind of economy that APC is now running. The PDP believes in a dynamic economy designed to serve the people's interests, an economy in which market forces are combined with the power of partnership, solidarity, and cooperation of the people, so as to create wealth, generate employment, and reduce poverty. This true poverty in Nigeria is too much. The PDP attacks poverty in any way because we believe in social justice, in fairness, and in making sure that market forces alone are not allowed to rule the nation and drive some people into kind of desolate poverty. The desired progress also calls for the building of a humane society. You can see why we are very, very worried with the kind of society that this party is now bequeathing to Nigerians. A society where life has been cheapened. People can be killed anytime, anywhere, anywhere. We took humanity to be very, very serious. We want to create a humane society, a caring society, a loving society, a society where people look after the interests of other people. So that was extremely important to the Founding Fathers. The next set is the colors of the party, the green, white, and red colors of the party, to reflect the values and ideals of prosperity, transparency, integrity, and the dignity of labor, together with the nobility of political struggles to build a just society. Then the choice of our emblem. We have so many choices to make, but for the Founding Fathers, they settled for the umbrella because it underscores our strong belief in compassionate good governance, social justice, and inclusiveness. A humane and caring party was to promote the building of a just and caring society because, quoting from the Nigerian Constitution, the security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government. Therefore, really, on that score alone, the APC government has no right any further to they have failed completely because the security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government. And wherever you go in Nigeria, it's insecurity. Moving from Abuja to Kaduna has become a very dangerous affair. On a daily basis, you see what is happening. The founding fathers of your great party believes in security of life. They believe in the sanctity of human life. They believe in the sanctity of human blood. They believe that society should be humane, just, and such that people really would feel well looked after. That is why we chose the umbrella. Never forget that under the umbrella we are all together. There is inclusiveness. From wherever part you come, we are together. We are one and the same because we are each other's brothers and sisters. So ensuring security must always be a top priority for the PDP. So Nigerians, we are coming. Don't you worry, the PDP is coming. We believe in security. We shall secure you. And Nigerians will certainly know that this is a party that is not paying lip service to security because we believe in it. Now, the issue of our slogan was then now decided because as Democrats, we believe that the people, see, the people are very, very important. For the people, we love the people. We love the masses. And in a democracy, power should reside with the people. They will elect whom they want. When you are not doing what they want, they will elect another person. Therefore, there should be free and fair elections. And so we decided on power to the people. And in a democracy, that is where the power should lie. If you do well, they will re-elect you. If you don't do well, they will vote against you. That is what a democracy is supposed to be. So in summary, in terms of all these, the People's Democratic Party, your great party, was thus inspired by the sound principles of democracy, justice, equity, and fairness, directed by the values of transparency, integrity, and due process under the rule of law, and were designed to achieve the objectives of unity, progress, good governance, and development with social justice. The next part of my paper, and I don't have the time to go into the details, gives us our logic. We believe that there should be a logical emphasis between democracy, good governance, and sustainable development. The central thing, therefore, for the party is that those who are elected to govern on behalf of the party must produce development, must generate development, must do certain tangible things for the people. You cannot be in office for 4 or 8 years and do nothing for the people. There must be serious programs that you show that you care for the people and then translate this good governance into development for the people. And that is why when I served as Minister of Information, their Excellencies, the President and the Vice President, sent me almost for 6 months to go and show Nigerians the dividends of democracy. We went around every part of Nigeria to show what people are doing. And believe you me, the PDP government, the governments formed by your party, performed very well for Nigerians. You remember that. So in that section, I would leave you to read because it also was reflected in our manifesto where we really, as it were, emphasize the need for those who are in government to really perform. You must perform, you must perform, and make sure you deliver the goods to the ordinary people because we want a transformed society. Therefore, the founding fathers wanted a society that would ensure for the ordinary people adequate food, clean water, appropriate shelter, basic health care, sound education, reliable transport services, gainful employment, and so on and so forth. They believe that a socially just society was one in which social and democratic relations are democratized. Their vision of a developed Nigerian society was that a nation with a deeper democratic content, where political relations really are democratized, and so that power resides with the people. Therefore, our development programs must therefore be measured by their effects on the lives of our people. After all, it is the people as producers who are the real transformers. To achieve this very profound desire for development, our party must continue to insist that those who govern, those who are elected to govern, govern excellently. Govern where if you are elected on the platform of the PDP, you have no time to waste. You must deliver, because this party must get to a point where we can show the people what we've done. And then the next section of my paper celebrates the beauty of democracy. In PDP, we love democracy. I don't have the time to read that. The paper will be available. Now, let me enumerate a few factors, a few lessons to be learned from the founding fathers, which really, as it were, affected our achievements between 1998, 1999, right through to 2014. You recall we did so very well that the first local government elections in 1998, the PDP had a vast majority. We were number one. We qualified to be registered because the Independent National Electoral Commission said nobody will be registered if you haven't won a certain number of local governments. We were number one. We were far ahead of the APC and, of course, what was in the APP then at that time. So the PDP was number one in the local government election of 1998, followed by APP. AD wasn't really qualified. They came in by consideration. You didn't hear me, I said they came in by consideration. Now, in 1999, because of this very robust formation of our party, we captured the presidency and we elected two excellent gentlemen, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and our very, very beloved Wazir Adamawa, who is also here as the vice president at that time. We were in the presidency, and then we were the majority in the Senate, majority in the House of Reps. We formed government in 21 states in that time. So the PDP was robustly in power. We could govern because we had the majority in the presidency, in the National Assembly, and in the majority of the states. And this was repeated in 2003, in fact, much better in 2007, but unfortunately, problems crept in from 2011. We won no right, but with problems. And you know that in 2015, you remember what happened. I said, you remember what happened. I will not tell you the story. So the PDP, therefore, is good for us to watch some of the lessons from these founding fathers who achieved so much. First of all, in these factors that promoted growth and facilitated victory was the fact that they were men of principles and values and ethics. Leaders must be trustworthy. It's extremely important. Any of them, they loved to have their good names are very important, reputation for goodness. Secondly, the founding fathers strongly believe that the security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government. And they showed love for the people. They respected the people and showed love. They showed care. They showed concern. Thirdly, they had a strong commitment and willingness for sacrifice. People don't want to sacrifice anymore. I can remember a number of the founding fathers who would have run to be governors of their states or senators. They refused to run. They either promoted other people to run. I can see here one of our key leaders from Kano who were pleading with him to run for the governorship of Kano. He said no. People were pleading with a number of us to run for governorship here and there. Believe you me, decided to now get a set of younger people to run. But you know what happened? Immediately some of them won. The first set of people they dealt with were the elders who yielded them. No, it was very frustrating. In fact, it was a very pathetic case. No, I wouldn't go there. So please, we plead with those who are privileged to be in high office on the platform of this party. Let there be respect, because the sacrifice is no longer respected. Those who sacrifice are no longer regarded. They are regarded as if they are fully. No. We must be a party willing to sacrifice for the betterment of the party. If you are running an election and the other candidate is far better, just yield so that we go together. When he wins, The reason why they don't is that when you win, you now deal with the person who did it for you. It's not right. It's not proper. And therefore, it's much, much better to really recognize, sacrifice, and reward it properly. Then there was this very tremendous teamwork. Elijah Atiku Abubakar will remember very, very well there was solidarity and teamwork. They were like brothers and sisters. Serious, there's no teamwork anymore. I'd like to appeal to the National Working Committee, incoming, and with the chairman. We look at the number of you are very fortunate to have very brilliant, well-educated people. Please remember that there's tremendous mission about teamwork. When you work together, so much gets done. Don't work as in, don't fight yourselves. Be united, be together, move together, govern together, work together, move together. Very, very solid. That is what the founding fathers did. They had powerful teamwork, a willingness to work together. Then the leaders also placed a great emphasis on good governance. This party must come to that. The party is no longer monitoring those who are governing. This party must have the power, the courage, the conviction, and the deliberate able to now challenge even the president, if he's not doing what he's supposed to do on behalf of the party, to call him to order. You know very well that, we respect our governors very well. They know we respect them and we love them. But a situation in which very much party leaders are not respected is not good. You know, party leaders must be respected. Very, very important. Now, the very strong desire to offer service rather than money and accumulation. It's amazing. Dr. Kwasileze Umondo will tell maybe in our presentation how later on in our years, nobody was thinking about what you get out of this. The main thing is service to the people, service to the party. But comes to a point where you want to be in the National Working Committee or somewhere in order to be able to gather money, to become wealthy. Once that is the goal, you are not going to go anywhere. There must be a willingness to serve the people. And the people will really reward you because they know those who love them. Then the founding fathers also believed in the power of good ideas. And I want to congratulate the new National Working Committee. I want to congratulate you for this because we have a robust and healthy respect for ideas. The idea of party conferences must come back. We should not just be gathering to do elections. We should be gathering to generate ideas, discuss ideas, so that every program is well considered, is well reviewed. So kindly join me again. Put your hands together for the new chairman and all those who thought of this. And let's put on our thinking caps so that at the party conferences, we come out with brilliant ideas how to govern Nigeria. And we should be able to do that. Well, my time is gone, and therefore, I do not have much more to really add to PDP in government. You read it. But let me say, the campaign has already been done for us. The APC has been a colossal failure. PDP is, we are being expected. All that we need to do now is to be disciplined, is to have teamwork, good leadership, move forward together with programs, and we shall rescue Nigeria and build Nigeria, so help us God. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof.